Is this not the most gorgeous day? Hi, it's Sutamani. I have to try and speak up a bit because I just noticed in my last video that I made my voice was too soft. So sorry about that, guys. This is just hi there, just a BlackBerry phone that I'm using, and I've been looking at some of the much better phones that I'm looking forward to buying to do my videos in future. Just been listening again to another session with the two Daves from last year on the inner circle in the Empower Network, and so I'm still practicing my storytelling on video anyway, at least. I quite like writing stories. I've always been a bit of a writer, but never done much video recording, except of other people, of course. Most of us have done that. I remember the first video recorder I ever bought was a massive thing, and I used to carry it around on my shoulder, and after about 5 minutes I had to put it down. It was a VHS recorder. Well, I was just thinking about the two Daves and how when I first looked at Empower Network, Dave Wood just grabbed my attention, and I was wondering why and how he grabbed my attention. And I think one of the things that triggered my real interest was the language he used, of course, but also how he was free to swear. Now, here in Australia, men swear 100% of the time, all men. Any man that doesn't swear is considered a pussycat or something wrong with them or whatever. It's just part of the language of all Australian males. And the reason I know this is because I've sort of bullied my way into a lot of those environments where men were. I remember as a child I was always thinking, I wish I was a boy because they got to do funner things. Not that my dad ever stopped me, or mum really, but I was the second eldest of 6 girls and then 2 boys. So, and I can vividly remember my dad buying me a Meccano set for Christmas one year and teaching me which way to turn the nut on the bolt, turning it clockwise. Isn't that funny? Must have been, I don't know, 4. And he'd made me all these wonderful Meccano sets. So I did do a lot of boy-type activities as a child, and actually by the time I was 16 I passed an exam and I was the first schoolgirl radio amateur in Australia. So it really affected what I was interested in and the hobbies I had and my schooling. I always loved maths at school, loved physics, loved science, all of those, again, boy-type activities. And back then when I was at high school, all the girls in the first year of high school, all the girls went to, what do they call it, home science, and did cooking, and all the boys went to woodwork, and I was furious. I wanted to do woodwork. But anyway, that's changed now, changed dramatically since we all burned our bras in the 1970s. Okay, but I was thinking about the swearing, and I remember one time when I started teaching in 1967. There you go, that's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? Gosh, been around teaching since then, working since then. And, oh, sorry about this wind. And in the early 70s I was working at a school called Raymond Terrace, and I lived not far from there, and I had a motorbike and I had a little car, a little butterbox. And I was a smoker back then, and for some reason, I can't remember why, but I smoked a pipe. And the first time I went to the school, I drove in my little butterbox smoking my pipe. And it was like I had the keys to the kingdom. The men just flocked to me. They welcomed me with open arms. And I was in. Funny, eh? Because I was doing what was considered a male thing, smoking a pipe. Just trying to think of some other instances where, well, here for example on the golf course, I walk around with my husband when he's playing, and he's always playing, well, except for Sundays when they have mixed groups, but he's pretty much most of the time playing in an all-male group. So I'm the only female, just about, I guess, in all of them. I can't see any other women walking around, and a lot of women wouldn't do it. They'd be scared to do it. They'd be, well, yeah, literally scared to do it, but I'm not. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not hurting anyone. I'm enjoying myself. I'm out in the open air, and I'm encouraging my husband with his sport. And he doesn't mind me coming. He gets the shits when I walk in front, of course. But when I'm walking with the men, they don't swear. But if I'm stepping back a bit, off they go again. So it's funny, isn't it? And I think that's what attracted me to Dave, his swearing. But I noticed that recently the Empower Network has been putting a lot of their marketing material in Dave Sharpe's hands, videoing him all the time. Now, I don't click with Dave Sharpe. It's funny, eh? I admire him and I appreciate him, but I just don't click with him. But I really click with Dave Wood. So that's just one of the features, I guess, the swearing, that made me think, I like this guy. He's, what is it? It's like he's including me in his group by swearing. He's not saying, oh, you can't come into my group because I can't relax and use the language that I normally use. I guess, I don't know. Language can do that, can't it? Anyway, what I've now realised, of course, is that the Empower Network has anybody and everybody in it, and really, literally does practice what they preach. They don't care who you are, how old you are, or whether you swear or not, whether you quote the Bible every second minute. You know, it doesn't matter to them. They welcome everybody, and literally do, not just ignore them. Because I am getting messages from lots of the leaders in Empower Network, and they're all different, quite different, and deliberately stay different, and encourage people to connect with them because they're different. Maybe that you just connect with a little piece of them. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe Australian baby boomers might connect with me. People that were working in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s in Australia. Maybe teachers might connect with me. Who knows? How do you connect with me? Is there anything you see in me that resonates with you? Okay, I'd love to get a message from you. Anyway, find the link anywhere near this video, click on it and have a look at what I'm talking about. Empower Network, it's the gas. See ya.